No,
Please don't tell him that.
He gonna be on the pod real quick. There you go. He said, "Yeah, man."
Now tell him what this was talking about, though. This was a couple of conversations ago.
This was a couple pivots ago.
Yeah, a couple of pivots
ago. This is when we were talking about.
I think this is the first time you said we're gonna get to Lou.
You know what? Let's try this. Why don't you read it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it says, "Yeah, man, it's been many nights where I felt like I wasn't loved, appreciated." And boy, they read like church.
That's what they do in church.
Read.
In every life, and that 10 minutes of eternity where I'm crying and going through those emotions, but pouring life into stranger really was real.
Yeah.
Say that last part again.
Stranger really was real.
One more time for the Holy Ghost.
Stranger really was real.
Okay, you good, Bo? Thank you. All right.
Aaron said, y'all holding a mirror up to my face today. Sheesh.
I mean, that's what this album is about.
Yeah.
It's called Roll. It's all about reflection. Aaron,
and I'm mad that you made a whole. Now I feel like we need to put pillows on the floor, and everybody just need to sit Indian style. And
honestly, I learned that you got to. Ayana said this, because I'm gonna give her credit. Yeah. So, but I like to say it like as if I said it. But she said something that that I thought was very profound.
Scroll back down.
She was like, a lot of times we find ourselves in these situations and we don't like to sit in the discomfort, but sit in that room of discomfort. Sit in it. Like sit in it so that you can know what it feels like. Because once you know what it feels like, it's going to be a place that you don't really necessarily want to return again. Right. You'll see the signs. You'll know the signs. You'll know it before it happens, and you'll know if it's coming. Right. And you'll be able to do something about it before it happens. So a lot of times we don't like to sit in the discomfort. And this is one of those conversations that I feel like naturally we have to sit in these conversations need to happen.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We have to sit in the discomforts of the things of ourselves. And to Bo, because this goes back to you because of your comment. I mean, when it's really all said and done, there's nothing you can give to others if you can't give it to yourself. So if you're in a space where you are pouring onto everybody like this.
Lift your hands, Bo.
If you're in a space where you're actually pointing to others like this, think to yourself, what are you actually giving to them? Just imagine what you would give to them if you was
go to A flat.
My God.
If you're giving them this on E, just imagine what you're gonna give to them on half tank or full tank.
That's tough.
Think of it in the space of like, okay, I got a goal that I need to be. There are things that I have to get to, space I have to be in order to be better for what I'm trying to do in my life, but more importantly, better for yourself. You got kids, one, but you know what I mean. That's your example to be better for. Always. He is looking up to you and wondering, what is my daddy gonna do next? As he's saying, what is my daddy gonna do next? He don't see you struggling and crying and going through, and maybe you do. I don't know, because parents raise their kids differently. Maybe they do. I didn't see my parents struggle, so I didn't know that when the lights was off. I thought we was just had to go to bed early.
I
thought we just had to go to bed early. That's really what I thought. So, I mean, this generation of parents are a little different. So, whichever one, whichever he's seeing you, at the end of the day, make sure he see you triumph. Make sure he see you actually rise above it. Not just persevere, but make sure that he see you actually glorifying the small moments of joy. And sometimes that is what gets you out of that place of like, dang, I don't matter. It's because you got to take those moments, those small moments, and say, this is good enough. Every album for me is different. The success of it is like different for me. They always do better than the last album, but my success is going to look different than what you think success is.
Because success ain't always quote unquote numbers. Success might legit be that person that you help.
Touch. It can be feels. It can be. I just needed to get this out.
Right.
For me.
Yeah.
Bo said, "Okay, Prophet, that's enough. Get out my pocket.
Get off my street."
No, seriously,
dude.
But I can't help but to think about grief. Make you sit down.
Yep.
and look at those areas.
Yep.
And the reason why I say that is because my grandmother, she passed away going on 2 years ago, right, Jay?
Shout out to OG Smith, man.
Yeah, my granny.
That was my dude.
Sorry to hear that.
That was my
dude. It shook my daddy to the core. I'm talking about this is a solid dude, short in stature, but solid to the point he literally shut his church down.
Wow.
He said he didn't want to preach no more because he didn't feel like he had a reason to preach anymore because he lost his mother. That death literally shook us, and when I tell you, I still to this day have to sit down. Till this day, have to sit down and deal with those emotions, not about losing her,
right,
but what losing her meant for me as far as me taking a look. Because we can hide behind our loved ones so hard. We can hide behind them, and then when they're gone, it forces you to say, okay, you ain't got nothing to hide behind no more. And it's one of those things like you hear your mama or your grandmother say, baby, I'm not going to be here always.
They say it all the time.
They say it all the time. And then when it actually happened, it's like, well, dang. And you have to put on your big person, underwear and just literally say, okay, let me try to fix this.
Let me deal with me.
Yeah. Recently I went through such a hitting of the wall. Like I'm talking about this year. My mom, she was driving me to work one day and she said, Mel, I don't know if you want, now this is a co-pastor. Mel, I don't know if you want to hear this, but I think you need to go talk to somebody.
Wow.
And I was like, huh? And she was like, no, I'm not saying go to Christian counseling. You can go outside the church. You can go talk to a therapist because you have some emotions from when you were young that you would never get over.
Right. And
I'm sorry, but and this is like I said, a co-pastor telling me, praying is cool, but it's not gonna get you there. You have to talk about it. You have to get through these things. So grief, me losing my grandmother, I was sitting there like, well, dang, God, I ain't got no living grandparents at this point. Like, what is this? And it messed with me. I almost cussed. It messed with me. So, but I really feel like grief make you go and look at those dark places. Sit yourself down and look at those dark places. You don't want to do it. What you laughing at, Lou? Jay, what'd he say?
Nothing.
What you do?
We listening to you, baby. We listening to you. I'm
done. But no, I really feel that. I really feel that. Like,
can I say something?
I'm done with you. I really feel that.
Cause Lord ain't ministered to Lou yet. Lou ain't had to put his hands up or nothing.
Go ahead, Lou. Put your hands up. There's a word.
Well, I do want to say something.